Welcome back. In today's video we are going to be doing the basic configuration of the Unicenta opos till software. If you've not watched the original video for the installation, please go back and watch that to get this system working. For the initial configuration, we need to log in as the administrator. Following the initial install, there is no password set, so you just click on the administrator icon. Then come over to the left hand side and you've got a little pop out on the arrow. And under here we can then go in and make all of the changes that we need. Initially we need to click on configuration. And from within here we can then make changes to the actual system. You've got options for different colours, but we'll just keep it as the default for the moment. First thing we can do is we can change the logo. This is for the main screen, the splash screen. Instead of having the Unicenta opos logo, you can put your own logo. Okay, so this is the logo that we're going to be changing. So go into administrator, configuration, and then we select the open option on the logo. Go to the location of where you've stored the picture. OK, and save. What we'll do is we'll just quit the software and then we can log back in and you can see it. So if I click log out, still got the original one. Close it, open it back up again. We've then got our logo there, making it look more customized. We've still got quite a lot of information which we need to go through and change. So we'll go back into the administrator option. Go down to configuration again. I've made the screen windowed so I can do stuff in the back end as well. When you're actually using it full screen, you can't minimize the screen or anything. So once you've done all your configuration, convert this to full screen. So it's standard. And it fills the screen, but while you're doing your configuration, it's usually easier to make it windowed. We need to set the location, and luckily for us, it is already set to English, United Kingdom. So everything else is then for the default, this setting. We go across to the company, and it needs setting, needs changing. There we go. I've just changed the skin so you can see that we have got different pages here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the company name. So what we're putting in here, we are putting in the header and the footer for the receipt. So you can put whatever information that you want in here. You can put your phone number, in there. Then put your website in. On here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in our address. Of course, you put your correct address in. Put your telephone number in. Opening times in. Then for the footer, you can do whatever you want to do again on the footer of your receipt. I'm going to move these up. If you want, you can put your VAT number on here as well. And then click save. It won't be changed at the moment, it will be changed when we bring it back up. Now on the general one here, we can go through and put a few more details for the business details. So you can put your press 1, press 2, press 3, put your postcode in. So you actually put your correct information in. I'm just putting these in as a demonstration. Okay, and then we can put in the telephone number as well. For the URL, you put in what you want. It's coming up with a warning information because we put HTTPS and it was looking for HTTP, but we've got that in there, and we click save again. Next, we need to set up a printer. This is normally your receipt printer. So you select your printer option here. You select whichever printer you've got. I don't have anything installed on here, but it will be probably a opos 80 or something like that, depending on the width of the receipt. And you select it as being the receipt printer. That way, when you once you've done your transactions, it will print the receipt for you and open the till drawer. Printers that we use are USB, and the till drawer is integrated into the printer. And once it prints it off, it opens the drawer at the same time. Okay, on the system options page, there are a couple of options in here which will be useful. You can do your allow price updates, and we can use an override, and you need to put a pin in. So I'm just going to put a simple pin in there for the moment, but you put whatever wants in there. This is so that you can update the prices from the software as and when needed. Then click save. But again, the changes won't be made until we restart. What we're going to do now is we're going to log out, and we're going to quit, so those bits of information can be pulled through to the relevant locations. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add just a couple of items of stock, just so we can do some testing with the receipts. I've just gone into the stock option, and we're going to go to products. And we are just going to click on the add a new icon, and I'm just going to call them pens. Put a barcode in if you've got a barcode, or especially if you've got a barcode scanner, you can scan that into there. Because I'm just using it for setting it up, I'm just going to put that in for the moment, and then we're just going to save it. But why is that not saved? Probably because I haven't put a price in. So I'm putting a price in of £1, and because it's inclusive of VAT, it shows you what the exclusive of VAT is, because we've got VAT set as standard, which at the moment is 20%. in the UK. Click save. We've got pens. I'm going to go back to the sales screen, and we've got pens here. So if I select that item, click on the equal sign, I can then click OK, or the tick sign for the £1 which it's been given. It'll then print the receipt. I haven't got a printer installed, so it's trying to do it as a PDF. I've just turned off the receipt printer because I haven't got one saved. Okay, when you first do this, you'll get this option for the POS apps for if you need it. If you don't need it, you can click disable digital receipt. This is so you can send emails. If you close it down, close the app, and restart it again, then you won't get that pop-up on the next time you try and sell it. So this is why you get it configured prior to getting it set up. Okay. Trying to print it, which it is. Maybe a pink stuff, click cancel, but it's open the tool drawer, no change, click OK. So what we want to do now is a bit more configuration. To do this, we have to get into the code side of things. If we click on the menu and go to maintenance and resources, quite a few bits in here which we can make to customize the screen. The first thing is the window title. We're going to change this to what we want, and then we click save. That won't make the change until we've logged out, but what it will do is it will change the title at the top of the page into what you want. Just going to log out, and as you can see, it's now changed. If I log back in, there's a few other options which we can change in the same thing. So if we go to maintenance and resources, the next thing is the ticket logo on the receipts. So at the moment, it's got the Unicenta one. I'm going to change this to your company logo. As you click on the camera, go to the location where you've got your items saved, and you then select the right size. Do a little bit of playing around to get the right size for you. You might have to try different things. Once you've got it in, you save it, and then that will actually then put your image on the top of the receipts. You might have to change the logo outside of the program here to get the right size and resolution to then put it in here for it to work. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit the receipt a little bit. So we're going to go into the menu, go click on maintenance, go to resources. Okay, there's multiple ticket options. The main one is the printer.ticket. Again, this is all in code. So if you're not comfortable doing this, this is something we can help with if you want, and we can set this up for you. If you are happy making changes to this, you can come through and put this information in. So what this does, first thing, it's the main thing, on the ticket or the receipt, it puts your logo, which we changed a few minutes ago. It then pulls through the information which we've set up on the header on the config page. So if there's information in any of those lines, it pulls it through to here. So it could be your address, it could be your phone number, your website, your VAT number, anything which you've set up, it will put it in here. It will then say whether it's a receipt or a refund, and then some other information for the date, terminal, and the served by. You want these all in place, that's fine. If you've got multiple machines, if you've only got a single machine or a single person set up on the system, then you might not need this information. You can either edit it out or you can delete it. You could also, if you didn't have your VAT number in the header up here, you could change this example where it says terminal. You can put in your VAT number, or say you type in VAT number colon and then put your VAT number in, and you get rid of this bit of text in this bit here because that's not needed. And you, if you didn't want to know who you're served by, you can just delete that line completely. If it's just got text in like this, then it's just normal text. If it's got a variable in here, it will pull it through from the database. Okay. If you can set up customers and it will pull through the customer information. Below that, it will then put each of the items in. It will put the item, the price, the quantity, and the value. Again, depending on what you want on your receipt, you can remove items, you can add items in. On our particular receipt which we use, we've taken out some information because we want it so that it only shows certain information on the receipt. This bit here is commented out, so it's not pre-taxed. We've done it including tax, which is here. This shows the actual amount of tax which you're paying. These items are again all commented out, so we're not putting any of this information by default. To put it in, you have to delete the arrow at the end, so the two hyphens and the greater than, and you need to remove the less than, the exclamation mark, and the two hyphens at the front of the line. If you delete those, then that uncomments it and that puts this information in. It then shows you what your subtotal is, the tax which you're paying. You could change that to VAT in the UK instead of just saying tax, so you know how much VAT you're paying and how much is due. Again, on some of our tickets, what we've done is we've actually deleted some of this information out because we don't need it on our receipt. And it adds extra lines. We want it as tidy and as clean as possible, but it's got as much information in as what the client needs. Once they've paid for the item, it then says how they've paid, whether it's cash, check, or bits, or whatever, it's card or things like that. What we have done is we have actually put in. So what we have put in is we've moved some of the item at the end of this receipt up into this item here. Because if it's a card, down at the bottom, they've got loads and loads and loads of bits of information for if it's card. We didn't need that. We just wanted it so it was either cash, card, check, or however it's been paid. So what we do is we put an extra statement in here. So it's a new if statement, and we're going to use the same format as the other ones. Payment line dot name is equals to C card, so for credit card. If it matches that, in line like that, it then outputs the right information, which for us is, so we put line, we've got text bold equals true in speech marks, done. Then we type it in and we put card, so that's in bold. We have to close off this text and we need to close off the line as well, so we know that's the end of the text and the end of the line for this particular item. We've got a new line and we're then going to put in what we're going to want. So we want text. We're now going to align it slightly different. So align equals left. It is case sensitive, so you need to make sure it's all right. Length is 22, and then we're going to put in the word amount, colon. Then we're going to close off this part of the text, then add a new text item, and this time we're going to align it to the right. So basically the word amount is on the left, and then the amount actual in figures is going to be on the right. I'm going to say the length is 20, and then we're going to have to pull through the variable which is in the database, which is payment line dot print total. Don't know why it's called that, not like credit card, but I didn't design a system. And then we need to close off the text and the line. And then we need to close off the statement. So what we've got there, so if they pay by cash, it puts in the line cash in bold, and underneath it says the tendered amount and the amount. Then it says change and the actual change amount. If they pay by card, it puts card into it. Then below it says the amount, word amount, and then the actual amount which has been paid by card. Same for check. It puts the check in. Bam. What we then need to do is we can actually get rid of almost everything at the bottom here for the credit card side of things. You can either comment it out or you can delete it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete it at the moment, but you have to make sure you get the right items and the right opening and closing. So this bit probably isn't needed, but I've left it in on our system. And hopefully this will then print off a nice tidy receipt. So once we've got all the amounts in and everything, it then does the footer, which is what you've set on the config page for any things in there. So thank you, please call again. And thank you for your custom. Whatever information you want to put on, it then pulls it through here. Okay, so then that has actually made a basic receipt we've tidied it up a bit. We've put our logo onto it and made it work. Like I said, if you're not comfortable in doing this, you can reach out to us and we can assist with setting things like this up for you. Now we've set up the receipt, what you can do is you can copy all of the information and we've got a reprint ticket here and you've got a print last ticket. These you can set to be the same because if not you'll pull through the wrong settings. It will look different to your main receipt. Again, you might not want to copy and paste it exactly, but certain information you want to go through and make sure it is the same. Make sure you click save once you've made your changes for it to work. You don't need to exit the program to test the print receipt. You can go back into sales and you can reprint the last option, which is at the top here, the last receipt, and then it will come out using the new format. And you can do that just to test to make sure you've got the right information. Okay, so today, so into this video, we have done the basic configuration and of setting up the system and making changes to customize it for your business, including the receipt. In the next video, we will be setting up stock and getting it so that you've got items in here. If you like this sort of thing, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and hit the bell notification for upcoming videos. Thank you.